And now we are live. We are brought to you this week, as every week, by eMOTOcons. And that's emotocons.mobi. You can get it in the in iTunes, only for Apple so far. And it's cool motocross emojis for your phone. We're also brought to you by Two Wheels to Freedom, because, that's my company. And Stroker Industries that makes the trigger, and they got some other products coming out. So, and Motion Pro. And we're waiting on Brian Mccarty. I don't know. He's been messaging me, and now he stopped. So, like
it's probably the CIA.
You think the CIA is watching?
Well, I think that's what happened. Like last two podcasts. Let's get this going. That's who keeps shutting us down. We'll get some hype. Tag Alex Jones or something.
They're worried because we're getting so many followers now.
There's two guys watching.
Oh yeah, you and me? No, I'm not watching.
See?
Are you watching?
Yeah, I'm watching. That's how I know there's two watching. But that means somebody else is watching.
That's true. On both accounts. Yo, so the other day I figured out how to fucking live stream, I thought, on Facebook, and now I have no idea. Maybe they were just going to let me live stream from my personal page.
Yeah, probably. They probably want to charge you for the other one or something. That's all right, because, I don't know who's on Facebook anymore. It's just, a bunch of...
Crying.
My mom's on Facebook.
That's sweet.
Yeah. My mom and my in-laws just got on.
So you're you just want to avoid it.
I haven't been on Facebook in, a while.
I
liked it when it was, like MySpace, when it was lawless.
Yeah, and less bitching.
Exactly. It's just everybody complaining.
It really
about
is.
Why are they shutting down the crossing at Route 1 on this weekend or something fucking stupid? Yeah, that's it. That's why I'm on Instagram with Two Wheels to Freedom.
I like Instagram. I never got into Twitter because there's so much reading. And Instagram is basically like Twitter with less reading. So.
With none, if it's done right.
That's true. There are still little captions, but.
Sometimes they're funny. They're funny when they're 1, 2, 3 words.
Yeah, exactly.
So Brian Mcgnarles, that's Brian Mccarty, right?
Yeah.
Or is Brian Mccarty Mcgnarles?
That's a good question. Which came first, chicken or the egg? Yeah, he literally wrote me.
I only know. He what?
He literally wrote me 10 minutes ago, and now he's nowhere to be found.
It's pretty dirt biker of him.
It's very freestyle.
So, have you ridden with him?
No.
I only know him from the Grams.
Well, so we bought, I've used him, basically I booked shows and what the hell? I've booked shows and used, had him ride them, but through Vince, but I never actually rode with him or anything.
Vince Morgan?
Yeah. And that 4-stroke that I was riding?
Yeah, the black one?
Yeah, that was his.
Oh, okay.
So
you guys have like an intimate connection, but you've never met.
yeah, there you go. But now he's disappeared. I wish somebody knew. I don't know his number, so
We could just blast it online real quick.
yeah, let's just write him. No, I mean I've been writing him. I wrote him on Instagram and on Google Hangouts.
This will be our first Google Hangouts with a guest, right?
Yeah, if he comes on. If he comes on.
Well, if not, we'll sort it out.
Then we'll just show videos of him. I just seen a video of him and Colby Raha going big at Fitzland.
Yeah, I didn't know Raha was flipping.
Apparently he only flips in the fucking hills or something, because I've never seen him flip a ramp.
No, I've never seen him flip anything. Maybe, was he the guy who flipped like a couple months ago? They're like, he just sent it or something? On that step up?
Yeah. Right before X Games, kind of.
Before he was Colby Raha?
Yeah, before he was X Games Colby Raha?
Yeah, exactly. I think maybe I saw that. I don't know.
Well, that's when I first started seeing him. Was only like, I don't know, a couple months before X, maybe 6 months to a year at the very most. But yeah, I seen him trying to send it out in the hills, trying to backflip stuff, and I'm like, who the fuck is this kid? He's just fucking giving her.
Yeah, I think I kind of remember that now. I mean, Link pretty much got him out there.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to see if I can send a video to this chat thing.
You probably can.
Huh?
I said you probably can. To me, you mean?
I don't know. I'm just going to try and like...
Oh, play it up on the thing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I gotta share.
No.
Yeah.
How do you do it when you add a video?
Dude, you keep it says Nick turned on joining by link. Nick turned off joining by link. So I think that was you. That was you trying to share it with me.
Well, it says I clicked the option because it said joining by link, and then underneath it says people who can join this group can see all previous messages. Well, I don't care about that. I'm trying to add a thing to that.
What you need, I forgot where the fuck the add a video.
I was trying to embed it, so I went here. Say I was on. Well, I was trying to do it from Instagram on a computer, and I clicked like embed link.
No, there's a share button on the
on Chrome.
Yeah, I think. There you go. Click on your actual, like, where it shows your camera. Click on the screen, like, that you're looking at that has the video on it.
Okay.
And then it should come up and say share. Let me try and
like right click it. Do you guys have right click?
Right click the fucking screen, the picture that you're looking at, the video.
Oh, hang on. Calm down, shout at me.
You're the millennial. You're supposed to know what the fuck's going on here. There you go. It's showing me in the little one. So now, hold on. Let me, that's not what I wanted to change. Let me mess with my display capture, because right now it's, for some reason, Google Hangouts video call. Boom, there we go. All right, now we're good.
Let me try this.
So
I'm starting with. Oh no, I'm just doing cast. Like you got Chromecast.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I got Google Chrome.
Nah, man, you ain't got Chromecast. You probably got Apple TV or something.
What are you talking about?
You don't even know.
I don't. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Like, it's like a Fire Stick.
No, I don't have it.
Oh, that's all I got, man. I'm off the grid. But totally on the grid.
There we go.
I'm trying to do this.
Turn the sound down on that. Like, turn the sound off of that. What?
Did that just take over or what?
Yeah, and it was loud as fuck. I'm sure everybody's like, what the fuck is that on audio? Okay, so what Nick just played was the video of
Dude,
Ronnie
if you don't
Mac.
know, wait, let them guess what that was.
No, nobody fucking knows over audio. They knew
what that was.
And they're listening to this next week, so how are we going to find out what the fuck they think it is?
No, give them a number to call in live, guess, and then...
Here's the thing.
They won't know.
If they're watching live, they can see it. If they're on audio...
No, here's what I'm saying. I think it'd be funnier if we had a number that people could call in live for a podcast that was a week old. And then we'd be like, hey, guess who this was? And then people would fucking think they were listening live.
All right, give out your phone number.
All right, it's, I'm on my phone. Otherwise, I'd have fucking looked your phone number up.
Yeah.
You couldn't see it, though?
Yeah, I saw it. So that was Ronnie Mac nosediving the shit out of it at Aussie X Open. For, I guess, best trick.
So I kind of can do this whole share video thing.
Yeah, well, you just got to click on it so that it blows it up and it makes it the main like picture. When I showed you, wasn't it real small last time?
No, it was like even, like it split between me and the other part.
What are you doing with your screwdriver there?
I don't know. If I can't just sit still.
Let me.
For audio listeners, I'm working with my ADD and I'm playing with a fucking screwdriver, and Clint is judging me.
That's right. Window application, Instagram. Okay. Share. See, now I click on it. Is it the main one now? The video?
Yeah. Yeah, it took over what you are.
Yeah. It doesn't work like that way on mine, so the people on the internet are like, what are we watching? Okay, hardcore music playing. Colby and...
It's loud as fuck, too.
See? And Mcgnarles there, doing a big old turn up. Here they come again. Hitting, that's like the 120.
Superfan.
What?
Superfan Danny D. Wayne was just talking about that.
Yeah. That was a good video.
On YouTube. Well, did you see Colby hit a ramp or something from the backside on accident?
When? Just recently?
Yeah, just like right after that. He got all fucked up. He crashed into it. He said he wasn't paying attention or something. And he hit just hit the ramp because his neck was all red, like from his chin to his neck. And he looked super dazed. I guess he was okay, but he was bleeding.
It's no good if there's no blood in the picture, right?
Seth. Classic Seth. Look what he's done to everybody.
I know, we're all fucked up because of him. So let's at least talk about...
That's awesome.
Man, he hadn't even been back on Instagram. What the fuck are you doing?
Who, me?
No. Mcgnarles. You didn't get to watch any of Aussie X. Was that last weekend? That was just this past weekend.
Yeah,
We've been talking back and forth.
That time change fucked me up because I kept thinking they were behind us and they're way, way in front of us.
Yeah, they're in the future.
Yeah, they're like tomorrow. They're already working.
Yeah.
I had a hard time.
It's 11 o'clock tomorrow there.
Yeah. I saw some of it. You thought I saw it, didn't you? Because you were like, how'd you watch RCX?
You sent a Snapchat in the living room with it on TV.
Yeah, I was drunk, dude. I'm like, watch this. I'm gonna fuck with Clint. Told him I watch this.
Well, it worked.
So I won.
You won. You won that one.
That was my goal.
You see, for people,
I thought.
I just want to express something here. I only ask people to be on this show like fucking 2 days before because this is how fucking freestyle motocrossers are. You know, because if I asked a week ahead of time, motherfuckers would forget, and I'd never have anybody on the fucking show. I literally talked to this guy like an hour ago.
That's just dirt bikers, man. Everybody gets it. Everybody who's watching us gets it. And if they don't, then this is what it's like.
I think maybe he.
When there's money on the table, we show up most of the time. Most of the time.
Yeah, that's what it is. You gotta offer money, and then they'll show up a little bit late, but they'll make it there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like a normal job where it's like you offer money, like I have to be there. It's like, oh man, we had so much shit happen. You'd never believe it.
Yeah. Yeah, I just stopped telling promoters why, you know, that I drove all night because my truck fucking broke down, and then I just had to drive through the night. You know, because they don't want to hear that. I don't give a fuck. It's not my fault. It's not my truck.
It's not much different in the construction business when it's like you roll up to a job site where like the roofers should be there and they're not there, and then you're like, nobody fucking called me.
Yo, that was
Nick, we had major blowout.
That was the interesting thing with comedy. Like, they would show up like 10 minutes before the show would actually start, and nobody was worried. Like,
yeah, because it was just...
The owner of the club was just like... And I'm thinking, because I showed up kind of early, it was really weird to me not having to show up, you know, like hours early and then set up and stuff and practice. And I'm like, this guy's cool with me just showing up like 15 minutes before the fucking show starts? All right.
Like, that's gotta be kind of cool. Like, as you get into it, you'll be able to do comedy anywhere.
Anywhere.
And just, like, you don't have to take a van with your bike.
Just myself.
You just pop off a plane and be like, I brought my jokes. They're all
of it. I saved them.
In my head.
I downloaded them.
That's awesome, though. It's crazy. Like, I don't know. You can't forget your boots or nothing.
No. That was one of my... The other thing is that I don't have to rely on people to fucking... Other people to be there.
Yeah, you just pretty much have to be there.
Yeah.
Is that a burn?
A burn.
Well, why am I getting burned?
You're not getting burned. I'm just saying. Like this scenario here.
I thought that...
Like this scenario
I took that to heart, dude.
Well, you know. I'm just sad for Danny Dwayne. Because, you know, he probably wanted to see Mcgnarles.
He's here. He's already asking about the crash and Raha and Mcgnarles.
Oh, I don't have any fucking answers for you, Danny.
Danny, blast him on his fucking Instagram.
Yeah.
Shame him.
Tell him we were all sitting here in front of our computer waiting. Maybe he didn't know the time difference. I should have figured out where he was at. 3 hours
from you, right?
Huh?
It's 3 hours from you, right?
Well, I don't know. Is Arizona? I don't know if he's in Arizona or California, but Arizona's probably still Pacific time, right?
I don't know. We should just all have one time, and then everybody just understand where you're from.
Yeah, then it's just darker there. They would just wake up and it would be already have been light it would be dark as fuck for most of the day there.
That's why nobody likes it, because they couldn't brag about how they got up at 5 a.m. We'd be like, yeah, fucking big deal, man. Like I was eating dinner.
Yeah. That's the thing it's taken me so long to for my sleep schedule to change from getting up early that, like, whenever I used to go out to California or whatever, I'd be waking up at 5 in the morning. Out there, I'm an early riser.
Ugh. Horrible.
Yep.
Dino would always get up early. I'm like, why are you up, dude? Because, like, anytime we were doing a show, I'm like, we're on the road. I'm not moving. Man, I just get up early. It's what I do. Couldn't handle it.
Yeah, I can't sleep past, like, 9:30 or something. I mean, now I can't even sleep to that, but I couldn't ever sleep, like, just until 12 or 1. I couldn't Jason row it. The only time I sleep until fucking that time, I'm, like, basically just napping in between vomiting from too much alcohol the night before.
Yeah, you're just, like, zombie mode.
Yeah.
Anymore, like, yeah, if I make it till 9, I feel like I fucking
champion.
Snuck it past everybody and slept the entire day. And I like sleeping in. Dyson likes sleeping. He'd get pissed if I woke him up before like 11.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a sleeper.
What did I say about getting me up for 11?
Yeah, I would be like up trying to call him. Hey, I got this show or whatever. And Dan would be like, he ain't answering. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like fucking 10:30. He's like, yeah, don't even bother.
No. He'd be grumpy. Especially if he came into like his toter home at like 3 in the morning making a mess. And then he didn't get to sleep till 11. He'd be extra grumpy even though everybody else would be up.
The grumpster. Let's find some other internet videos to watch.
I can find one.
I can post that big ass, that picture of him doing the fucking.
Hey, what the?
What?
Nothing. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I could post that picture of him doing the quarter pipe.
That was huge.
Yeah, not at X. Apparently the quarter pipe at X kind of sucked.
Really?
Yeah. For some.
I feel like in this business, everybody's got something to say about everything.
Well, though I heard other people say, or like, I don't remember who told me, but they said that basically they ran out of dirt or time or something. So it ended up being way shorter than they had anticipated.
What, the whole contest itself?
No, the landing.
Oh. Well, on top, what did it say? It said like fucking danger zone or some shit on the safety deck of it.
No, it was it was a Navy ad, and it said the ultimate price. And I'm like,
that's what it was.
And I'm like,
I remember thinking like that's an ignorant fucking thing to say.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, what an ominous fucking thing to write on top of a fucking gigantic landing. And then
I like that Mcgnarles is going to the right.
Yeah, he's the only one. So we got the picture.
Do you whip it to the right or the left?
I would go to the same way that Mcgnarles does.
And I would agree.
Yeah, I do have probably one of the best like flat tabletop pictures I have is to the left, and it's because of the jump called Dog Pisser out in Baco, and it's just like a hip to the left, and you basically just jump it straight and then lean in like a motherfucker just to make it into the landing. So basically you have to do that just to land on it.
I think some jumps, like, I whip it maybe better to the right when you have to come back to fairly straight, but then when you don't have to get it back, sometimes going the opposite direction helps.
So whenever I would,
I don't know if that makes sense.
Like if you could lean into a hip or something.
Yeah.
So whenever which I didn't do it very much, but whenever I would try to do seat bounce whips, I would always go the other way. I don't know why. One day
That's fucking weird.
One day I just started trying seat bounce whips at my riding spot, and like I don't even know. 10 minutes in, I'm like, wait, I'm leaning the other way. What? And it was like,
how'd you start seat bounce? You're talking off a ramp, right?
Yeah. I mean,
did you just sit down? Did you just decide to, like, I'm just gonna sit down on one at 75 and just do it?
Well, I actually started closer.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because, like, I think I started doing the same thing. I'm like, I don't want to just fucking, my first one, just 75 and just see what happens.
And just end the fucking shit out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you sit like a couple inches too far back, and that's about what's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. And then you got cut seats, so it kind of changes a little bit.
You just feel the subframe in your bum.
Well, that's what was crazy when you were talking about Chuck seat bounce and shit. That first show I did with him, like a bunch of people that I always kind of like look up to. We set up the ramps, everybody, we wait. I'm backing him up, hitting him, backing him up. Chuck just decides he's ready at like 75. First thing, just seat bounces it and just fucking whips it. Just like right off the bat. Fucking completely threw me off.
I was at, or the first time I ever met, Jeremy Lusk and, who the fuck was the other one? Grant Teal. Was at a ramp to ramp IFMA, and they literally first hit would just turn down the living shit out of it. And I'm just like, what the fuck was that? Like, why would you first hit? You don't even know if you're going fast enough, and they're just like sideways as fuck, very first hit.
I guess there's just something to, like, if you're just hitting the ramp consistently every day. I never hit anything consistently enough. Like, before I ever got shows, I was hitting stuff, on a daily basis. And I would just pull my ramp out to a different setup, just set it at 75 and hit it. Because it was like a mental game. And I was like 21. But then once I started doing shows, I was never hitting the same ramp, never hitting the same landing. And I wouldn't ride for a month at a time,
Yeah.
So I was never like cocky enough to be like, oh, I just fucking rode 2 days ago. When I did the FMXA thing, I hadn't ridden in like 2 months. And then they told me I got in. I was like, and I think I just got in just to like, I think I was diversity. They were trying to get me in because I was from the Midwest. And then I showed up and they're like, they weren't moving ramps. And I was like, all right, I guess I'm just going to fucking, I can always go long.
That's the thing. If the landing's big, I don't care. I would rather not. But the thing is, we always rode the fucking teepees.
Metal teepees, dude, on fucking a polished concrete floor.
Well, that also, but even the dirt ones that I've done was like fucking 4 foot wide. The ramp.
I don't.
Huh?
Yeah, the fucking IFMA landings, right?
No, the fucking monster truck landings. You rode those monster truck shows?
Yeah, I'd still rather fucking go for it on one of those compared to a metal landing.
Yeah, but they put a lot of them. We had step-up lips in the back.
Yeah, no, I know. And that's why I just went long every time, because I just fucking, that's in my head the whole time. It's like, I need to get past that line. That was a line. Anywhere past that was good.
You had two options at those shows. There was a step-up lip in the back, or there were crushed cars in the back of it. So, either way.
Yeah. I know. I had to pick my bike out of a couple crushed cars.
That sounds awesome.
It was fun. Well, they had that step-up lip. Remember that one time they had that step-up lip? And I was like, that thing was a little sketchier than I was planning on. Like, they don't have those in fucking Illinois.
Step-up lips?
Hills, vertical, anything. They just have flat forever.
Elevation?
Yeah. Like, I have a ditch in my front yard. It's pretty gnarly. That's it. No word from the gnarls?
No. No, I'm gonna put up this picture of him doing this big whip flip. Share screen. So
Danny D. Wayne says, what?
What does he say?
It's hard not to joke and use Mick in front of words with Mcgnarles like he's late because he's taking a Mick shit.
He's being
Danny,
a McDick right now.
He's taking a Mick poop.
You see that big fucking.
And he says, I think he'd kick my ass. He'll get on at 9 this time.
He's a rather large.
Hey Danny, how was the new On the Pipe? That's what we want to hear from Danny, because I know he went to the thing for it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Mcgnarles is a rather large guy. When I bought his we bought them, and then I basically, this is a true story. So I got hurt with you. I broke my femur and my shoulder and all that shit. Oh, I think
that's why I dropped you at that bar, right?
Oh, hold on, Brian's calling.
Oh, he's pissed.
Yo. Brian. Hey.
We just had to talk shit and get fired up.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yo. Hey, let me call you right back on the group call. He just left. He just called and then he just hung up on me.
That was a threat.
He's like, fuck you guys.
Whoa.
There you go. You joined in on this call?
Yeah, I just got this. I don't have my notifications set up.
Sweet. All right, there he is. We've been talking shit on you for like 40 minutes now.
Well, at least you got a head start.
Watch out.
What's up?
Nothing, just chilling. Got some Mexican food in a bowl and my dog.
What happened to the cheetah and Cody?
I took Colby home, and Calvin, he was super tuned up, and I had to take him home. It's early here, and he's already out.
Yeah. Yeah, the only time I rode with Calvin, he fucking drove like 8 hours, him and 2 of his buddies, in his dad's El Camino. There was at least 2 other guys in there in the El Camino. They were just jammed in there. And he just shows up and is just pinned the whole time. And I'm like, I like this kid.
Yeah. His dad won't let him drive that El Camino anymore.
What did he do to that?
His dad's trying to keep it a classic, and the way Calvin drives shit never becomes a classic, it'll be destroyed.
Well, him and his buddies.
I'm trying to think. I think. Oh yeah, okay. I remember 2 of the guys that were there. Yeah, those are. The one guy's actually, if it's the same guy, one of them's actually an old pro, and the guy is still a great rider. It's Michael Blows. The guy's sick. Like Supercross legend, outdoors. He can ride it all, and his brother's Chris Blows.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I don't know that's, because I would have recognized that name, I think. It was like 2 younger kids, like 2 kids his age. So they were all just fucking blazing up the car and fucking running her wild. I don't know what I was driving, but I remember, maybe I flew out there. I remember going riding with them in the El Camino somewhere. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was Mike and this kid Nick.
Maybe. Maybe they didn't just tell me his last name.
Yeah, if it was Mike Blows, that guy's a fucking great rider, hands down. And then Nick Netzer, that fucking cokehead.
Excellent. So we were just talking about I just sold actually one of your old Honda 450s.
Yeah, it was funny to see that because years ago when I got hurt and Dan Weeks got it, I was supposed to go to Saudi Arabia for him to do shows.
No, you're supposed to go to Israel with us.
Oh yeah, Israel, and I was about to say the same thing, but they're two different countries. But
I tell you what, Israel and Saudi Arabia, you can't get any further away countries. Like, they fucking want to bomb the shit out of each other.
They're in cahoots. Let's get political.
Yo, we went on vacation after Israel. We went to Egypt and Rome, and although Egypt is like right next to it, we flew to Rome first because they were literally telling us you don't want to fly from Israel into Egypt.
Did you get stoned?
Yeah, bad stoned.
Yeah, I mean, Eastern Europe, that's a whole nother story of culture out there.
Yeah, for sure. The worst. Did
you
go to China?
And everything, but I'm glad I live in America.
Yeah, for sure. You didn't go to China, just those other two guys, right?
No, so Colby. So what happened was Scotty went out there first, Stevens, and then he invited Calvin out. And then after Calvin went, Colby did, and then I went for 4 months. But Calvin and Colby went out there for about a year and a half or something like that. Something crazy.
That's the biggest culture shock I ever had, going to China.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I mean, it was fun, but yeah, you're like, holy fucking different.
Fuck yeah. They have freedom, but it's nothing like what we have, which is, we're pretty lucky. Like everybody, like when I came back here in America, as soon as I got off the plane, I went through immigration. The first person I seen, he was actually standing behind me, was Frank Mir, the UFC fighter.
Awesome.
I turned around, I looked at him, and I was like, holy shit, that's a big guy.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
I was like, fuck, I'm all, that's Frank Mir. That's like the fucking world record. That guy breaks everybody's arm. That's his thing.
He still has, well, I don't know that he still, but as far as like just a couple years ago, maybe he still had the most heavyweight wins in the UFC, period.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See,
now think about this. Think about this. Lesnar makes him look like a little kid.
Yeah, seriously.
That guy's a giant. He's a literal giant.
Yeah, but if you were to put the two in the ring, I would think Frank Mir all day.
Well, I don't know. It's, unfortunately, what's his name's throwing fucking ham hock hands at you. You can't fucking...
Lesnar?
Yeah. His hands gotta be as big as hams, right? Fuck. The funny thing is, you're not even a small guy either, because, and I'm just assuming, because I got that bike and I had to soften the fucking shit out of the suspension, because when I first got it set up for you, it wouldn't even do anything on the ramp. It was like I was riding a board.
No, I'm actually, I think at the time I was like either 165, between 165 and 175. But the way I would hit into the ramp, I would preload hard, like push into my bike everything I could to get the pop that I needed to jump away from my bike, and it was always perfect. I didn't have to fight with it or anything. Even flipping some of the bigger jumps, like a flat jump, I didn't have to yank that as hard.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just a different breed. Like everything I've ever done always worked out in the long run for some reason. I don't know how it did, but it did.
Well, that's good. That's the first time I ever saw you were on some big ass dirt hit, throwing big whips. You know what I'm talking about? That video, like years ago now, and all of a sudden it just took off and it was everywhere.
Oh, the turn-up video.
Yeah, on some like a 200-foot fucking dirt table or something.
No, it's the shock is it's only like 130, 140 feet, and
I mean, that's real small.
yeah, like a lot of people don't have the access to big jumps like that, but like I've ridden a lot of different places and different setups, and it's something unknown, but it's just the way that jump is. It's you have to turn with the jump. It's not like you can just jump it straight on. And the first time we jumped it, me and Calvin, we had to case the jump to actually figure out
where the downside was.
Yeah, actually figure out the downside of the landing, and we cased it. And after that, we greased it, we jumped it a couple more times, started getting the flow, and that's when I started doing turn-ups. And the video was from a buddy of mine from here in Arizona. He did the video, and he was like, "Man, I should have like copyrighted that video or something because that thing went everywhere."
Yeah.
What the fuck's it matter? Instagram, it's gonna go everywhere anyway.
Yeah, exactly. That's the internet. Everybody's just copying that shit.
Yeah.
So you got we already showed the video of you doing whips with Colby at Fitzland. What was that, like last week?
Yeah, I was out there for I went out there for a little over actually it was about a solid week, and I went out there for the LA on the pipe premiere, and then rode Fitzland the next couple days, or a day or two or whatever. But yeah, we were out there, and Colby was riding good. He was throwing huge whips, like racer whips, getting the bike cranked and everything. And then I was like, we were sitting there talking. I was like, let's get a couple more shots. I'll follow you, and I'll do a turn up, and you do a whip, because that jump, that ramp, that third gear ramp is just fun for doing turn-ups on everything. And I've always loved doing, if you're out in California at Fitz's house and I'm there, I'll sit there on that ramp for like 30 minutes doing turn-ups, because this is something fun I love doing all day.
I didn't jump that when I was there.
It's
like,
fun.
Fuck that. Scary. I was on your old bike.
Oh, that thing's used to that.
So you got we also showed that picture of you jumping the quarter pipe for on the pipe 7.
Yeah.
So that's you started what, you just had access to the quarter pipe, and then when they set up the one for X Games, you started going out there and practicing, or what? Or they just let you in because you had done this at Pala?
So the deal was, I did the record. The record was, the whole line was started by Wes Agee, and then I came in and took it over, and obviously left riding for his reasons and so on and so forth. And once I did that, the whole record line, and then after that I went to Monster Cup. But the shitty thing is at Monster Cup they had their first quarter pipe competition, and I didn't get to practice or really ride it. I got hurt, and then I was sitting at work because I was working night shifts at a hospital doing patient sitting, which is like 151, suicide, schizophrenia, people off the streets, and sort of stuff like that. So I sat there for, I think it was 2 weeks until the competition. I just showed up, and the first day of practice that I had, I crashed and rang my bell, busted my chin, chipped my tooth, and I was like, wow, I really just left my mark.
Was that this year or last year?
It was last year, I think.
I'm not even sure I ever heard about them doing a fucking quarter pipe contest at Monster Energy Cup.
Well, it was a qualifier for X Games. They did a quarter pipe, best whip, freestyle, and quarter pipe best trick, because later on to this year they followed everything up into that. So it was cool that X Games kind of did the whole qualifier, but I mean, politics and everything with sports, it's always going to be politics over the actual outcome to me.
Yeah. in a
So
sport like, well, the thing is, they're going for numbers, and if you're not pulling, you know what I mean, if you don't have a big following, then it's hard to get into that type of shit.
yeah, especially so at the time X Games this year, me and Colby Raha, he has a better following because he's a California kid. Like, not to say anything different from California, because I could move out there and ride and do what he's doing, but California is the scene, it's the state, and that's where everything happens at. And I stayed here because this is my home. I love this place, and I don't really want to leave Arizona, but I'm gonna move there in the beginning of January. So he's building his following, and I'm still just the guy from Arizona that maybe a few people know about. And everybody knows Colby as the Metal Mulisha kid, and you have the other dudes like the full sponsor riders. And
Well, who does the militia have? I mean, that's one of the reasons why he's got a big following too, is because Link is pushing him, and the militia, like page or Instagram or whatever he's got. But like, who else is on? I guess they still got like Adelberg, and who else is really doing contests and stuff that's on the militia though?
as far as I know, Adelberg is as a freestyle rider or a course rider and everything. I think he's one of few guys that's on militia that is still doing competitions. And then there's like Vicky Golden, Colby, obviously, and now I'm back on militia. Kenny Bell, he's always been just a loyal militia rider. Calvalone,
Yeah, that's right.
Wes Agee, Jimmy Fitzpatrick always, and I'm trying to think, Colin Morrison, and just a lot of the OG guys are still on militia, and then some of the newer up and coming guys are on it. Now I'm on it too. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say you were on there because those graphics on that bike were militia, and I kept having kids come up and go, "Oh man, you look like the militia too," and I'm like, "I just bought that bike like that. I didn't buy. I didn't put those graphics on there." I was like, "That's not even my name. Look at that. It's somebody else's bike."
Yeah. No, the crazy thing was
who's militia now? Is it Deegan's thing? Is it Link's thing? Is it
Link's
split up?
thing now.
I'm not 100% sure. It's split up, but I'm not sure who's the real hand behind it as far as what's going on, because there's so much going on behind it, because they're trying to keep it going with the company and everything. And I mean, militia will always be a forever name and what it is, and they're doing their thing, the suit and tie guys, and I'm just the rider. So we're on a
I hear it.
deal like that.
You're better off.
But, yeah, no shit. I'm better off being a rider than being the guy wearing the suit and tie.
You may look good in the suit. I don't know. So the X Games thing. How did what happened? Was the landing shorter than it was originally supposed to be, or what happened with that?
Yeah, there's a lot of talk about how the landing was, and a lot of riders are kind of questioning it. And obviously, it did work out to it working with us. As far as like the dirt workers and everything putting time into there, I talked to a couple of guys, and they said that's all they could really do with it, which, I wasn't there. I couldn't sit there and say, oh, you could have done this or that. I'm just going to go off what they say and just go with it because it's out of my control. So we showed up the day of our event, and we see the landing, and I'm like, wow, like that's kind of short, but it's steep. And with quarter pipe landings, you want it steep because you're going straight up and straight down in. It's not like you want to land on something flat where it's just like a jab. It's more like a smooth ride out. So,
but the problem is, and I know at regular landings, that how steep you can make it and still give yourself an adequate amount of landing space depends on how high it is. If the thing's short, you kind of got to flatten it out. Otherwise, you're going to end up with no fucking downside at all. If something's super tall, you can afford to make it steep because you still end up with, a couple bike lengths of usable area.
Yeah. Well, Kobe Raha, when he did his final run and he
Chased
went
the shit out of it?
Yeah,
oh,
he
no, that's
decked
not
it.
the one that he decked it. That was like his first or second run, wasn't it?
One of his runs, he decked it pretty good, but that just kind of proved you can hang up that much and still ride out of it good, because our suspension, it's stiff, and the way it takes the hit is it's a slow rebound, so it'll blow right through of a high impact hit like that. It slows up for that hit. So,
right. What
yeah,
happened to
he
McNeil?
hung up as bad as he did, and I was just like, wow, that went better than I thought it was going to go.
Yeah, when he caught that, I was like, holy fuck. But he rode it out. He didn't even look, other than the clip, he didn't even look that sketchy. Like going into the G out, which is normally where you're going to get, like, that's what happened to McNeil. That was really weird. It looked like he was totally fine. All of a sudden he hit the G out at the bottom of it, and that was it.
Yeah, with McNeil, my point of view of what happened, I don't know realistically because what he was thinking, but when he went and skied it, I think he sent it pretty good his first jump. Like, obviously Jared's third win, he was doing well. He won step up. I think he got second or third in best whip, and then now quarterpipe, he's probably going to redeem himself. And he probably wanted a three-peat, but he couldn't do it. But when he skied the quarterpipe and he landed in, I think he thought he was going to come up short, so he panic revved it to kind of embrace the impact, and he ended up landing just perfectly down the angle of the quarter, and it hooked up, and the bike ripped out from under him. And when it did that, he popped out his leg from his hip, and he was just done for the weekend.
I think he maybe he thought he was gonna case it or something, but I feel like he almost thought that, or just because of that whip, like, holy shit, he whipped the hell out of it. He was like beyond, he had like pull it back to land straight.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he was trying to bring the whip back or something. I don't know, but yeah, from TV, you couldn't hear that he was panic rev like that, so it was kind of weird because he was just good, and then next thing you know, he just fucking got lawn darted at the bottom.
Yeah, I think it's like when you're a rider in judgment, you can see what's going on. You can understand it better than just the average audience. And
what are you saying? I don't know what's going on, Brian?
Huh?
Are you saying I don't know what's going on, Brian?
No, I said riders know what's going on.
He's like, I was there with my expertise, professional judgment.
I was there firsthand. I seen everything happen, and I was just like, "Holy shit, that just happened!" Fuck.
Yeah, that guy just got shit whipped into the fucking tranny of that thing hard.
Yeah, it was just crazy how it all happened, because you expect Jared not to mistake like that, and you expect him to be the 100% rider he is, because when you watch Jared ride, he's always perfect. He never messes up. He's pretty solid on what he does. But when you see him do that at a contest like that, you're like, fuck, that was weird.
Dude, that's
not moving right now, or what's going on?
Yeah. I mean, and I feel like I'm a pretty consistent rider, and it's like when things go wrong, I usually end up fucking not remembering the whole day. But actually, I have a theory that now, because I've ridden so long, that I actually ride way above where my talent is supposed to allow me to ride. So when I get in trouble, I'm just in trouble.
Your mental game's up here, but your riding level's down here.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I shouldn't be able to do this, and then once I get into trouble, it's too late. I'm just so deep in the trouble.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, some people pull out of situations, they just look back and they go, how the fuck did I do that?
I think I used all those already. And now it's like, I thought I was fine.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the ideal situation. Because at least then you just wake up and you're like, I fucked up.
I thought I had it. Fuck, what happened? I literally woke up from that and turned to Nick and go, what happened? And he goes, you landed on your right side twice. And in my head, I'm going, how the fuck? Like, seriously? He goes, I got a video. Do you want to see it? And I was like, fuck yeah. And it was like suspenseful waiting for him to play the video because I had no idea what it was like a cliffhanger. I was like, what is going to happen? Even when I watched the video, I'm like, what is going on here?
Yeah, when he asked what happened, it was like way later. It wasn't like fucking like right after he crashed. It was like after him snoring, everybody trying to wake him up.
That was the next day, wasn't it?
Oh wow!
I don't remember.
I think
I remember the circus people were all fanning you, and then the one guy yelled at him, and the circus people told him to go fuck off, and then we were sitting in the hospital that I got lost on the way to the show, where I'm thinking, oh man, hope nobody ends up there. And then I followed the ambulance back to that same hospital with fucking Clint in it.
I don't remember any of that. I literally came to like 20 minutes before they operated on my leg. So you tell me when that was.
That's that time I got pulled over by that cop. They had like all the tattoos. His shirt was all like unbuttoned. And he had like a necklace tattoo. He's like, hey man, you're going too fast. I'm like, dude, I got to get home. I got to fucking get my kid. Like, nobody's there to watch him today. He's like, all right, man, slow. He's like, you can call in tomorrow. You can talk to the mayor. He'll probably let you off. I don't know. I'm like, the mayor? What? How? It was like 500 people in this town. I get home, and then I thought I was like about to get mugged by this dude. This cop who just pulled me over. It was right after I stole fucking Clint's jersey. I'm like, hey, Clint, I'm going to take this. He's all drugged up. He's like, yeah, all right, that's cool. I'll take it.
Drugged up. I don't even remember 24 hours at least. I'm just like, I literally came to right before the doctor walked in. He walks in. This is exactly what I remember. I like came to where I actually remember, and I looked to the right, and Nick's standing next to the bed. And I'm just like, yo, what happened? And he's like, you landed on your right side twice. And I'm like, fuck, you want to see a video? Fuck yeah, I want to see a video. So I watched a video. As soon as that ends, the doctor walks in. And I go to raise my arm up to shake his hand. And it just goes crunch, crunch, crunch. And I was like, ah. And he goes, don't worry, your shoulder's not broken. And I was like, you mean bones, obviously. He's like, it's okay. And I'm like, it's obviously not okay. I can't even fucking pick my arm up. And he's like, well, nothing's broken. And I'm like, that's not really.
Best part is, like, I talked to you like 3 or 4 times before this whole conversation. Like, you'd wake up, you'd be like, you gotta text so-and-so. And I'm trying to fucking figure out an iPhone. So I'm texting people. And you're like, nah, and then you're doing this, doing that. I'm like,
this is the most I've heard.
I gotta get the fuck out of here. I'm like, I'm taking your fucking jersey. You're like, yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah. Was I asking the same questions over and over? Was I pulling one of those?
No, I just told you what happened, and you were like, oh, that was silly. And that was it. Like, that's how you just, like, figured out how you fucking ate shit. Because nobody knew what happened. I turned around, and Clint's bouncing off the landing. Clint was supposed to flip. Didn't flip, just like boner aired. Last jump of the last show of the fucking last day of the weekend.
That was it. I had to just make it through that one, and we were done for the week.
That was the last jump, dude. It was like, then we head home and we're done.
Oh, that's the.
And I turn around and Clint.
Last jump's where you just go, fuck. Why did I say that? Because every time you say it all.
But we didn't say it, man. We didn't say shit.
I didn't go one more.
Like, cool, we're
put the oar out. It's done.
No, I didn't say one more jump. I already know that. You never go one more. I'm just gonna hit it one more.
I didn't even think it. I just turned around and go, cool, we're done. Here's Clint bouncing down the fucking landing. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, dude. Like, this is.
I didn't even bounce down it. I bounced off of it. I landed on the deck and then just fell off the side of it.
You put a dent in that landing too. You're all.
I know.
Yo. Allegedly,
dude,
it is bent for me.
That's the same stadium that Luigi from Saving Silverman died in.
What?
Yeah, that's the same one.
Like,
Did you ever seen Saving Silverman?
Yeah, the guy dates the shitty girlfriend, and his buddies are like, "We're gonna save you," and then they.
No, the guy who greases his hair up in the circus too much.
It's been a while since I've seen.
Remember the girl who's dating the circus guy, and he greases his hair up too much, and then he can't hang on to the fucking bar, and he dies. That's the same stadium.
For real? I mean, I don't even know what you're talking about in the movie, but now I'm gonna have to watch it. It's the Cajun Dome in fucking Lafayette, Louisiana.
So his girlfriend.
It looks identical, so I'm gonna fucking go with it.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've seen that movie, and it just totally had a.
Yeah.
It was just like. But yeah,
because he was like too vain, right?
He's like a.
That was Clint right before we jumped.
That's what happened. I pulled my greasy gloves off.
Clint was like this, then he went to pull, his hand slipped off, and he fucking almost was dead.
Let's be real, Nick. What was I doing? Greasing my scalp up because I don't have any fucking hair.
Good-looking chrome.
He was cocoa butter all weekend.
Yeah, like I needed it to be any shinier.
Turtle wax.
Oh fuck. So you're moving to Cali.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the big move.
That's it. You're gonna be huge on the internet. You're gonna be huge on the internet after that.
Yeah, but it's still gonna be the same old Joe.
You gotta leave like your 30-round clip in Arizona, or what's the deal?
Yeah, actually, my gun that I have is a 30-round clip, and my buddy, we were up in Utah, and he goes, "You know, this is illegal," and I'm all, "Yeah, but not in Arizona." Legal here. Like you can run around, walk around, like gas stations with this thing. As long as you don't pull it on nobody, you're good. But like walking around, you're solid.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's like I tell people here I'm in New Jersey now, and I'm like, yo, in Georgia and Texas, I just had my pistol loaded under the seat because it's an extension of my home, and they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, just ready to go. Because what good is it if you got to put the fucking clip in it and somebody's trying to fucking hijack you?
Yeah, no, seriously. Arizona, our laws are. It's kind of the reason why I haven't left here is because the way Arizona life is, it's very lenient, and it's the last of, I think, the outlaw cowboy way, as of because I'm not 100% sure how this works, but if somebody walks in your property, you shoot them for the waist down, you're in the clean. But I could be wrong. Things have changed probably since then, since the last time I heard this. But if someone's gonna walk on my property and like they're waving a pistol or something at me, fuck yeah, I'm gonna shoot that guy first before he shoots me, because that's just
America.
It's America and Arizona for you. But
it's common sense.
California, it's a cool place. There's a lot to offer for riding out there, but it's so expensive. It's overpopulated. The traffic is insane. I feel like your whole lifestyle just changes when you go out there. Period. But Arizona, I feel like a bum out here. I can live happily with nothing, and California, the way it seems like it is out there, which probably it isn't, is it you have to live that higher expectation of your life. It's like a higher statue of a place sort of thing.
Yeah, it's like New Jersey. Everybody's pretending they're fucking the Kardashians.
Yeah, it's keeping up with the Joneses constantly.
Well, actually, my family, I don't know. My mom, she's born and raised from New Jersey. She's a full redhead Italian from Cedar Grove, New Jersey.
All right.
So
nice.
I have Jersey blood in me. Represent.
Oh, that's why he's a dick.
Dude.
Clint calls everybody a fucking dick.
When you're Jersey, it's family feuds are fucking. They're one in a million. They don't get any better than Jersey feuds.
Hey, have you been out here and visited your family or what?
Not in probably like 5 or 6 years, but yeah, the last time I was out there, I was out there watching or hanging out with my uncle because he lives in the Seaside Heights. and the Jersey Shore, whatever it is, and we were sitting there walking down the shoreline, the pier, and that's the first time I saw Snooki and JWoww, and my uncle goes, "Man, those are the two ugliest girls I've ever seen. Why do they have cameras on them?" And I'm like, I don't know, they must be rich or something. And then later on, I end up watching Jersey Shore, and I'm like, holy shit. Like, I was like kind of right there, and my uncle just called that girl ugly, so fuck yeah.
Yeah, they lived right behind one of the, or right above one of those shirt stores, you know, like on the boardwalk where you can just go in and get shirts printed. Yeah, they lived in an apartment like right above one of those.
Yeah, I watched the whole fucking TV series because I was entertained about how people can have slick back hair, tight neon shirts, and the fucking denim pants and live that lifestyle. I was like, man, people really live like this? Like, I feel like a scientist watching, like, dinosaurs fucking hit the earth.
You were like Steve Irwin.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, this girl's brown, but she's white.
Yeah. Dude, that's the problem, is that stuff was big, like, during my whole, like, for most of my freestyle career. So, like, that's whenever I went anywhere, they were like, where are you from? And I'm from New Jersey. And that's the first shit they brought up. And I'm like, fuck you, Jersey Shore. Fuck you. That's what they're about to do.
Clint got all defensive and tried to fight everybody. Yeah. Like he was from New Jersey.
Yeah, I slicked my fucking scalp back and then tried to fight everybody just to prove that we're all not like that.
Yeah, right.
I was like, then I'm gonna fuck your girlfriend.
Yeah. I'm here to come drink all your alcohol and fuck your bitch. That's like everybody. Like when I went back to New Jersey the last time I went there, and I seen all that stuff, and I think that's just like the area you're in. It's not like the whole New Jersey area is like that. It's just that one area where you're surrounded by, because it's like a young scene is like that. But where my family is, it's like small homes, very family type oriented, and some of the best Italian food I've ever had in my life.
Yo, I live in North Jersey, and it's like, you know, totally different from there, like you said. You know, when Berlou came up by me, he goes, yo, you live out in the middle of fucking nowhere. And most people are like, New Jersey, middle of nowhere, but that's why it's called the Garden State. Like, they used to grow all the produce and stuff for New York City in New Jersey, and then they would you know, truck it in or whatever. And actually, my grandfather had a big orchard, and they would grow fruits and vegetables and stuff. And when my dad was little, he would take it into Little Italy and sell it to those guys. So he used to know Italian from selling them fucking vegetables and shit when he was young. He forgot it all, but
yeah. He's like, fuck that shit, I'm retired, I don't need to learn anything of that.
Yeah, that's right. He was like, I have fixed transmissions now, and the Harley Davidsons.
Yeah. He's like, this shit's easier, you just gotta work on this shit, not to deal with people.
Yeah, people are the worst to deal with. Here I got a little video of you guys shredding, let me share it. The Chapter 11 boys shredding in, I guess, Ocotillo? Where is this?
Mccarty.
Is that
we were in. No, this is Cameron.
Oh, okay.
Cameron, yeah, this is just a little spot off the road that we pull off to, and it was kind of just a trip. Calvin and Colby just got home from China, and I loaned them both my 2 extra bikes, and pretty much when Calvin and Colby don't have bikes, I loan them bikes so they can ride and we can go out and have fun and stuff. And we went up there for this trip, and we met up with our buddy Zach Lowe. I don't know how to say his last name, Luell or Lowe, but he lives in Flagstaff, and we met up with him, and for 2 days straight we had nothing but good free riding, because just the timing of everybody not having to work, and met some of the local natives, the Navajo tribe, and there's actually a bunch of Navajo riders up there that these guys can ride, like they shred.
Awesome.
So we got to hang out with them and ride with them, and after the first day of riding, one of the ladies that lives next to that area, she goes, "Oh, you can't ride out here. There's a bunch of uranium."
Oh yeah.
I laughed at my breath, and I'm like, "What? Like uranium? There's no fucking uranium out here and shit." And
Oh, actually, I actually just heard that maybe on Rogan, or maybe it was the news. I'm not sure, but they said that yeah, they were mining uranium on Navajo land, and because of doing that, the like water and shit that they're drinking is like way above the allowed amounts that people should have of uranium and shit. So
I figured
do you glow?
So much in the world, I don't think that matters anymore.
Do you glow?
Like
Do you glow in the dark?
I don't know.
Just gonna check real quick.
Turn your lights off. Let's see if you glow.
Maybe. Fuck.
Don't worry, it's all Russia's uranium now.
Yeah. Like, she's telling us all this uranium stuff, and I'm like, I looked at Calvin and Colby, and I'm like, so this is just a deal to keep us out of here. So we were just like, screw it. I mean, if I can glow, that'd be sick, because I can go to a nightclub and I could be part of the attraction.
Fucking A.
It's like, glow, man.
You get so many hits if you glowed and had a video of riding.
That's true. You go viral.
Yeah. You do it for hits, for likes.
Anything that will fucking make you huge on Instagram, you gotta post it. Not poach it, but post it.
Yeah. And you gotta poach.
That's all we do. We poach everything that's good on Instagram.
Yeah, we poach all the Instagram clips.
We're out hunting.
Yeah, anything, dude. It actually makes me laugh. Is people do this like barbaric shit ever, and it's like you can post that on Instagram and you'll be a celebrity. Like there's this one dude. He just walks around, does the stupidest things ever, like kicks over people's tables, like they're selling stuff, like on the side of the street, and then like.
Is that stupid kid with the Supreme thing on?
Oh, which one? He's got like
which one?
He looks like an idiot to me, like gold teeth.
Yeah.
I'm just like, man, you fucking loser to me. Like to walk around and have that mentality, it's like, what goes through your brain to make you want to go just do something stupid like that?
Like he'll try harder to not have a job than to just fucking get shit done.
Exactly. Straight up.
Because he'll get likes out of it.
Yeah, he'll probably have people like say like the stupidest thing, like, "Oh, you're so great. All your videos are hilarious." But it's like, yeah, your video is funny, but like this person over here suffering from your stupidness, like, what the fuck? But yeah, like, there's people out there that are like that. Like anything on social media, people get off on it, and I don't understand why. Like, there's some stuff where I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool. Like, maybe like a chick wearing a hot Santa Claus outfit or something like that. Like, that's pretty rad to me. But
I agree.
Like something that's interesting throughout my day, because that makes sense to me. But like people doing some of the stupid shit they do, like throwing a rock through somebody's window because they think it's going to be funny when it's just the stupidest shit ever. It's like, you're a human being, you function on this earth, have common fucking individual fucking sense of living.
Yeah, but those are usually people that don't own anything of value themselves or didn't buy anything, so they don't like value, other than hurting people. I mean, I guess maybe they're just stupid because they could obviously hurt somebody with a rock, but I feel like just on the first level of it, they just obviously don't own anything and didn't buy anything, and they're like, whatever, I'll just smash this window, when in reality, like you said, that's somebody's shit that they fucking paid for,
Yeah. Like, this person worked so hard for this, gave up like, I don't know, like 80 hours of their day to do this, and then it takes only 1 hour for you to destroy it, for your mind process to go through it and destroy it. It's like, wow, you're a fucking turd.
I agree. So what do you got? What do you do? You still riding with Vince, or like what are you doing on the regular for shows and shit?
Oh, I think our season's done right now for Vince, and right now I've been working with my buddy Calvin. We've been doing we dig up cactuses, so we dig up cactuses and then transport them to a place, and then wait for the job site to be done, and then we replant the cactuses again, which is it's hard work, but it's easy though, and it's fun because I'm with Calvin and Colby, and we sit there and just joke around and bullshit all day.
So, because let me get this right, cactuses, or correct me if I'm wrong, cactuses grow really slow, right? So if you got like a big, like a 5 or 6 foot tall fucking cactus, like it's like 100 years old or more, and
yeah,
it's
no,
like
you're right. So like I can't remember how it works if it's like every 10 years or something like that. It's like a foot or something, and fuck Arizona, we're covered in sorrel cactus. And people pay for us to come in and move them and replant them or transport them or do something with them because either they're in the way, they're getting old, or they're just doing something new something under their land or something like that.
So you're moving them out of their land and replanting them other places, or you're moving them so that they can put up a fucking fence on their property and then replanting them on their own property?
Both. So we dig them up, move them, replant them, and then put them back, or we can dig them up, move them to somewhere else, or dig them up, put them at the yard, and then sell them off to somebody else who wants to buy a sorrel cactus.
Whose business is this? Who came up with this business?
The crazy thing is, it's a guy that me and Calvin, when we grew up racing, a buddy of ours, it's his stepdad, and his stepdad needed workers, and Calvin has worked for our buddy's dad for a while, and he went to China, did all that, and he came back, and with bills and everything, you have to keep making money. It's not like it just sits on a platter and waits for you. So we've been working, kind of keeping up with bills. And at X Games, I actually got a DUI. Fucking rock on.
You're partying hard. You're celebrating your third, and then.
Huh?
Was it after you got the bronze or before?
Way before. Like the first day I was there. I was there the first day of X Games, and I was out drinking, hanging out with a couple of the riders, and I left them to kind of go chill out and not get all crazy with partying because I was pumped. I was like, my first X Games invite. I'm having a great time. This is sick. And so I went back to a buddy's house, and then I told him, let's go to a bar that's close. Like, come on, man. Like, I don't get to see you at all because he lives in, a friend of mine lived in Minnesota. And he's like, no, let's just get a pizza and hang out at the house, dude. It'll be fucking fine. Like, don't worry about it. I'm all, come on, let's just go. So, peer pressured him. We went to this bar, hung out, had a couple drinks and a shot. End up leaving, and the way this road works, when we pulled out, you can make a left turn to go. So I was heading east to west. So I was making a left turn to go west. I couldn't go through because there's a median. So I made a left or a right going east, and then flipped a U-turn to go west. When I made my U-turn, it was a red arrow, and I figured, like, Arizona, you can make a U-turn on a red arrow as long as you stay in between the two crosswalk lines, or the second crosswalk line before the intersection. You're fine, you're good, it's nothing. So I did that, wasn't driving like a jackass or an idiot, and I started cruising off. All of a sudden, these lights pull up, boom, berries and cherries, I get pulled over. You gotta be fucking kidding me right now. So, female cop walks up, she says, do you know why I pulled you over? And I said no, and she told me why she did, and I explained to her, back in Arizona, this is legal. Told her I thought maybe laws applied here the same as Arizona. She goes, no, that's illegal, you can't do that. And I was like, oh, all right. And then she goes, oh, I can smell alcohol in your breath. And I'm like, fuck. And I'm all, yeah, I've had a couple beers here for X Games, this and that. I'm not going to lie to you because I want to go home. Told her where I was staying and how far it was. Like, honest with her. She goes, all right, well, would you mind getting out of the truck? And as soon as she said that, I was like, I'm going to jail tonight. This is fucking it. Did all the sobriety tests and failed one of them. And did the roadside breathalyzer. I blew a .17 when I got the breathalyzer.
That's a little bit above.
Not accurate or calculated. So I blew the .17 and I asked her what the legal limit was, and she said it was a .08. And I'm like, fuck. I'm way over the limit.
Way over.
So I got arrested.
Did you ask her if her machine had been calibrated lately?
That's the best way to get out of a ticket.
Yeah. When's the last time this fucking breathalyzer's been calculated?
Have you calibrated this, you cunt?
Oh, I asked her,
What?
So if I refuse this fucking breathalyzer, what does that mean? And she goes, oh, you plead guilty to drinking and driving. And I'm like, well,
that don't mean that.
They're trying to prove me anyways. Why not?
Yeah, you're like, fuck it, I'm going to prove it right now.
And watch it learn, he said.
And I think work. I'm like, man, this thing's a fucking piece of shit. But the shitty thing was, so I blew the .17, got arrested. After I was sitting in the cop car to go into the police station within 20 minutes, I got to a calculated, registered one. I blew a .10, which is a huge change in numbers. So,
yeah, it should have gone up too. If you've been drinking, usually it goes up after a little bit of time.
Yeah, probably because I was so pissed off at myself, and I was like, "Fuck, dude, I'm gonna miss my event. I'm here drinking and driving, being a jackass." So I do the .10, and I tell her, I'm all, you should just let me go. Like, let me leave right now. Like, I'm not that drunk. This is totally off. This isn't right. And she goes, no, you're already booked and registered in. You have to stay here. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? And I got registered, gave her all my information. I got put in a cell, and I was just like, hey, like, come on, just let me go. And she's like, no. And I'm like, what other things do you have to do tonight? Like, I'm like nothing. I'm like a little fish in a big pond right now. You know. Then she goes, no, you're going in that jail cell right there. And I told her, I was like, well, if you're bored, because I'll be bored, you can come visit me in there. And this and that, just joking around. And just trying to fucking push her buttons to make her laugh and smile so she could try to lighten up on what she was going to write down for my ticket and everything. And the funny thing was is she let me have my phone in jail, and I called my dad. I was like, hey, I just got arrested. I'm getting a DUI. What do you think I should do? He goes, oh, just go with it. Fuck it. Like, it's a DUI. There's nothing you can do to get around it. And I was like, all right, fine. And then I called a girl that I was seeing, and I told her about everything. And she's from Minnesota, but she lives down here in Arizona. And she's freaking out, going ballistic, and I'm sitting there on the other line. Like, she's not pissed at me, but she's just so like, wow, why would you do something stupid like that? And she knew exactly what bar I was at, what was going to happen, and everything else. And I'm like, cool. So it was eventful.
So
then I called my buddies that I was with, and I'm like, hey, what are you guys doing? And they're like, oh, we're just hanging out, fucking drinking. There's fucking all these chicks over here, this and that. And I'm all, yeah, go fuck yourselves. I'm sitting here in a cell by myself. And,
that sucks.
Yeah, I was like, I just wasted a great night. Thank you.
Why didn't you invite the cop to X Games?
I don't know if that would have changed my whole outcome.
Hold on, I'm gonna pee and grab a beer. You guys talk.
Well, I'm actually holding back a lot about what I kind of said to her about me being in jail and this and that, but
let's hear it.
Oh, I was like pretty much getting to the point where I was like, I will have sex with you to get out of my ticket right now. Like, this is fun. I was not about being in jail for being at my first X Games because they told me I was going to be there for a couple of days, and I was like, look, my event is this date, so on and so forth. Like, I need to be out of here by then. And
What day did you get booked?
I got booked Wednesday because X Games started Wednesday the 13th. Maybe it was Wednesday or Thursday. And my event was on Sunday, but I was like, I don't want to spend my whole time here because I was planning going to the Day to Remember concert and kind of mosh pitting, having a great time. And like the first day we were there, I was with a couple riders, and one of my buddies here, we call it table topping, which is you get a chick to bend over and they keep their ass up, and you put a drink on their ass, and you sit there and you get a picture with them. And I got this bartender to do it. And I was like, yeah, dude, my fucking buddy's going to be pumped. I got this fucking dumb bimbo to do this shit. Like, sick. And, after all that, everything, I was just like, dude, I just kind of need to just hang out and be a real civil fucking sober Jerry right now and not do anything wrong. And
it backfired.
Yeah, it really backfired. But after that, I kept hanging out. I was kind of thinking to myself. Finally, I asked a couple people what happened, and everyone's like, "Dude, that sucks," and I'm all, "Yeah, I'm not even from here, and I got a DUI here. Lucky."
So that was in California?
No, Minnesota for X Games.
Oh, that makes sense. All right. How the fuck do you get a? I thought that was like legal up there, basically. That's not far from me.
No, it's far from legal. It's almost like how it is in Arizona. Arizona, if you get pulled over and you have a tiny little bit of alcohol in your breath, you're going to jail. But they're at that. If you're a .08 and under, you're good. But anything over, you're getting a DUI, depending on what the cop says. And
well, that's everybody, I guess. But I just figured the general like attitude towards drunk driving was okay. Like Illinois depends where you're at.
Yeah.
Wisconsin, I think it's kind of loose. Clint, what are you drinking?
Well, yeah, now I got just a Modelo, but before I had a beer garita.
I got Budweiser.
What you got there?
He's drinking Bud Heavy, son.
Hey, man.
I got a good Minnesota fucking driving story.
So it's not an uncommon thing.
Well, I wasn't drunk or anything, but I was driving, so I don't have a CDL or anything, and we had a semi for the Ride monster truck that was registered as an RV, and I ended up going through a fucking weight station, and so the guy that was with me, we had done a show. I drove the truck from Texas to Wisconsin, did a show, went to Kavanaugh's house, stayed there with him for like a couple days, and then we went to Minnesota to do the next show. And the guy that was with me, he was like, I'm gonna get weed, and I'm like, no, don't get any fucking weed. I don't want any weed in this truck. So he gets some, and we're driving, and I end up going through that weight station, and then the woman at the weight station ends up smelling it. So she pulls us in. They fucking, look at my license. I don't have a CDL. I'm like, it's registered as an RV. They're like, it's not an RV. So they call in some fucking cops to come in, and they start going through everything. They even call in a dog and shit. And we had like a beer bottle or two in the trailer, which, since it's a commercial vehicle, you can't even have even unopened beer or anything. Like, you can't go, if you're in a semi, you can't go to the store and buy beer and drive it to your hotel. It's illegal. You can't even have it in the truck or anything.
Where? In Minnesota?
Yeah. Any state, I'm pretty
what about
sure.
laws there?
I'm pretty sure any state, if you have a commercial vehicle, you cannot have alcohol in the car, even if it's closed.
What if it says Sharper Homes? What are the rules on that?
I think it's debatable.
Sharper Homes.
So I have Kratom. Do you know what Kratom is? Anybody?
No.
Okay, so it's basically works on the same, pathways as like pain pills do, but it's not an opiate, and it doesn't you don't have withdrawals or anything. So you can take it for pain. It works the same way. It's just obviously not as strong. So one of the cops that they came that's like looking for the drugs or whatever, I can tell is snorting fucking pain pills. Listen, I've eaten enough pain pills. I know what your eyes fucking look like. All right. So this guy's all, and his eyes. Okay, so the pupils are real small, and then he's got the color, and then around the color of his eyes, there's a light line, like a lighter color. That's pretty much indicative of people doing fucking opiates. So he finds the shit, and the kratom, and he's like, "What is this?" And I told him it was for pain because I had a bunch of injuries, and I was like, "It's way better than doing opiates," and I don't think he liked that. So then you
gave him a hard stare when you said opiates?
Yeah, I'm sure that I did. So
being from Jersey and all the opiates and drugs that run through there, it's madhouse.
Well, I had a Georgia license. I actually still have a Georgia license.
Oh, all right.
But
even worse.
Yeah. So anyway, they fucking end up giving me all these tickets, and then I gotta hire a lawyer and shit. It was like $2,500 for the lawyer, and they were like, "You're out of service. You gotta sit here." So I sat there until 3 a.m. till somebody else was driving by. I called the other people I knew that were going to the show, and I'm like, "Hey, somebody's gotta come here and drive me off the lot." So they came. They parked the truck across the street. He walks in. He gets in the truck, drives me off of the lot. He only drove me like fucking 10 miles, and then I drove the rest of the way to the show, which was 4 hours. And then the next day, the fucking cop from where we were at shows up, and he's like, "Hey, you're getting an extra ticket." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "You drove off the lot." And I was like, "No, I didn't." And he's like, "Yeah, you did." So then we had to go through this whole thing, and I had to get the guy, and we had to tell him what time he picked me up, and they looked at the cameras.
You should have been playing rock, paper, scissors for like what happened.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I bring the guy over, he shows him his CDL, and then they're like, "What were you wearing?" He says, "What I'm wearing now." And and then they start asking him, "How big is the guy?" And because I hear the cop go, he's a pretty big guy. So they went back and forth, and finally they got that one off, but fuck. So then I kept trying to find somebody else to drive me out of Minnesota, and I couldn't find anybody. So then I just waited until Sunday night and just drove all the way back to Texas, or at least got out of the state.
Straight out of Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota, fuck them. You know who's from Minnesota?
Geez, bunch of fucking hosers.
Did you meet the quad god, John Getter and Derek Getter up there?
No, I actually didn't, but they're from up there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's crazy what you're talking about.
The Gautier brothers?
The Gautiers.
Yeah. What's crazy, when I was there in Minnesota, I couldn't drive around, and if I got pulled over driving, I was going straight back to jail. So I had my buddy Jason Ebel, who's the founder of Chapter 11. He was my driver. And as soon as we got out of Minnesota leaving X Games, I fucking... or let me fucking drive, like, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Is that Jason who we had on?
No.
Who?
That's Jason. No, that's Johnny Ebenal. This is Jason
all right.
Ebel. Do you remember that like natural wall ride I posted from Ocotillo?
Yeah.
That's him.
That's the guy we didn't have on the podcast.
That's no, who's Brian's talking about.
Yeah, I know. The guy we didn't have on the podcast.
We did not.
Alright, I'm trying to piece it together here.
Yeah, that's the guy we did not have. That's who Brian's talking about, and we did not have on the podcast. That's Jason.
Yeah. Alright, cool. Now that I've interrupted that story. Let's finish it. We were driving out of Minnesota.
That was it. We both fucking pinned it out of there in the middle of the night while the cops were sleeping and made it home.
No cops were up. They were all pigs were shooting Z's.
No, I talked to a bunch of truck drivers and I was like, "Hey, drive me out of Minnesota." And I talked to this one old guy that ran potatoes. And he said, "Listen," he goes,
"Potatoes or potatoes?
Potatoes." He goes, "Listen, if I'm going to run an illegal overweight load, I'm doing it Sunday." He's like, "You're fine. All the weight stations are closed." He was correct, except for in Oklahoma. There was an open weight station, and I just rolled by it because it was like 4 in the morning.
Did you stop and see Derek cook?
It was just some...
No, didn't even wave at Derek. I just fucking pinned it.
Fuck, Oklahoma. What a place.
Yo, Oklahoma, and I like Derek, and I like Slade, and I like Johnny Jones, but everybody I know from fucking Oklahoma is weird.
I think every state is like a different country. They're all different in certain ways.
Yo, but everybody I know from Oklahoma would just disappear for, like, Johnny Jones, Slade. They would just disappear for months, and then all of a sudden you'd hear from them again. It's like, what the hell? What do you guys do? You just get stuck there? You don't have any service? What's up? No internet? Like, I don't understand.
No, Oklahoma, probably all the hurricanes and shit, or tornadoes that go through there.
It messes up their service, and they can't call.
Yeah, they're like, Verizon, whoever's just like, well, we'll cut their bill for this month.
This guy lost his house. I guess we'll give him a discount on his cell phone bill.
Right.
So what do you got coming up? Are you gonna do some? I guess once you move out there, January, you're gonna do some fucking free riding.
Yeah, definitely.
That sounds amazing.
Free riding, FMX practice.
This guy needs to oil his door, doesn't he?
I thought he was using a power wheel.
Hey.
Shut the fuck up.
Oil your door, you fucking lazy fuck.
That's where my beer is.
Let's get out the old oil can.
You know he does.
Where are you at right now?
Squirt you.
Oh,
Chicago?
Yeah, got it.
Wait, let's see if I can get right by the camera.
What are you doing? What is that, brake cleaner?
It's just scum out. I'm going to huff it real quick, guys. Don't look at me. Don't make eye contact.
Were you asking where is who?
Where's Nick at?
Yeah, he's right outside of Chicago.
Clint's house in New Jersey. I'm right outside of Clint's house in New Jersey.
In the shed.
Listen, everything...
He won't let me in.
The whole
But he gives me all this Modelo. It's the shit. He gives me all this Modelo. No, I deal.
All of listen, the rest of the country is just outside of New Jersey and California. New Jersey, New York, and California. Everything else is just around it.
Yeah, no shit.
Man, fuck you guys.
You're nowhere. You're just by a lake.
Oh, man.
That's good. That's good. Did you hear that, Kim Jong-un? There's nowhere else. New Jersey and California. Attack! Attack! Attack!
Yeah. Just hit it.
I'll be over here just drinking while you fucking dum-dums get nuked up.
Yo, he can't read a map. He can't read English. He's just going to bomb in the middle. And that's the only thing that's going to be left. California and New York. The two worst places in this whole fucking country.
Well, I hope you guys are happy when you don't have corn, okay? Laugh it up. Laugh it up. When you're out of corn,
yeah.
And you're like, where's our
corn? Nacho Libre.
Listen.
You guys will be like fucking bitching about soda pop or whatever you guys call it.
Where do you think all the GMO comes for your corn, bro? Pfizer's right here.
20 feet right there is where it comes from.
Listen, I'm gonna
have a tumor, right? In a minute, I'll be fucking tumored up.
Listen, I'm gonna drive
right.
like I'm gonna drive like
Are you gonna have the field of greens?
I'm gonna drive like 10-15 minutes away from here and film all the fucking cornfields, alright? You know anything about Jersey corn? So much sweeter than Illinois.
It's probably hilly, and it's probably you got ratty, hilly corn. This is some fucking serious corn. They napalmed it all summer. It's the shit, dude. You don't even know. They had planes napalming the corn in my backyard.
I seen that at Dan's and I was like, yo, what is this little plane doing? What the fuck's going on right here? He's like, he's spraying the field. And I'm like, that doesn't seem safe. It's only like 30 feet away from the house.
He's like, no, man, it's cool.
No bother.
We're gonna eat that shit in like a month. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
No big deal.
They'll hose it off. It'll be okay.
Yeah, the rain will wash that off. No
we'll
sweat.
wash it. I'm gonna wash it off.
Ah, fuck.
If you drink enough Modelo, it makes you immune to all this.
It's true.
Well, like at our job, we have to put sulfur on the roots that we pull out, so it kills all the fungus and everything that gets on the roots. And you sit there and you're like putting it on like baby powder, and it comes back in your face, and you're all, I don't think humans are supposed to breathe in sulfur, but it's going right back in my mouth right now.
Why don't you put on a mask, you fucking knucklehead?
Well, we haven't thought that far yet. This is the second bit of our job.
Well, sulfur's natural, right? Technically.
I think that if you're in like a cave with a bunch of sulfur, it's no good. I don't think you make it.
Well, they say like our boss is like, yeah, sulfur's used to make mustard gas, and I'm like, people survive that. Pretty sure they have.
Yeah, it sucks. Figure out what you got to mix it with.
Yeah, the 12 guys that are Holocaust survivors are like, I survived sulfur.
They're like, do this and that, and you'll survive. And you're just like, see, burritos, green sauce.
Yeah, the green chili. Do you guys got that in Illinois? Or, Arizona?
Fuck, we have like green chilies, red chilies. Best Mexican food in the world comes from Arizona.
Whoa. How can the best Mexican food in the world come from Arizona? Come from someplace
Dude,
that's
have you not
Mexico?
been on Instagram? Arizona is real Mexico. Like we appropriated it.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Then.
Mcgnarles is a Mexican citizen. He doesn't even know it.
No, I am 100% Mexican citizen. I think I have more Mexican friends than white friends.
What do you got? Your microwave in the closet? What's going on? Like what have you been doing the entire time? You're just walking around your fucking house the whole time. No shirt. Listen, for people on audio, he just obviously had a couple of Bud Heavies before we got onto this podcast, and he's just walking around shirt off, fucking eating chips and stew or something. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm in my goddamn house. I'm gonna do what I want. It's Clint and his buddy Nick on the podcast right now. That's my dad.
What's up, Dad?
Shut the light off.
What up, Mr. Mcgnarles?
Is that Dad Gnarls?
Papa Gnarls.
The senior Gnarls.
This is my dad. He's...
You better not follow him around. He's going to whoop your ass. There he is. What's up, Papa Gnarls? He's out. He's a fuck you guys.
Dads they're like, get me off the fucking internet. Yeah. I don't like it. I want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, he's getting ready for bed here soon. He's got work tomorrow.
Yeah, me too, but this is my reason to get drunk Tuesday night.
Well, I was at Taco Tuesday and I was supposed to meet this girl and a friend. She was actually introducing me to another girl, and she goes, oh, she won't be here till 7. And I'm like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Like, an hour. This earlier, like 5:30. And she's like, oh, well, maybe another time. And I'm like, just tell her to meet me at my house. Fuck. Make this easy for me.
Well, I'm glad to know that you bailed on a Tinder date for fucking the podcast.
Yeah.
Listen. Just.
You know what? I don't actually have Tinder. I gave up on Tinder and all that stuff. I figured if you're gonna go meet a chick, go to a bar, a library, or a grocery store.
So you did have it.
I have had it years. A few days ago. I just never seen the sense of it. It's just like it's too easy. I think it's more of a challenge just to go to a bar, meet a chick, and bullshit with her, and then because you're sitting there talking to her, and that's your for sure way of like you're gonna get this chick to come home and you're gonna fucking smash. Then just sitting there texting her on the phone, then going to meet her, and then finally bringing her home. It's just like you cut out all that other stuff, and you're already at the bar. Granted or not,
dude, that's all it is, right? You just pull chicks and just smash, right? Because I never did it. I had kids and shit. Like, but that's all I hear is it's just easy to pull chicks.
He's just like, yo, did you watch X Games this year?
Yeah.
With his bronze around his neck. He's like, check out my necklace. You can't buy this shit.
Like, you should just wear that thing out right now. You'd get so much pussy, and I'm all, yeah, I don't want to wear this thing out because it's not real. The metal's not real, but it's a real metal.
And yo, you go to SoCal with a fucking X Games bronze medal, you're getting your dick sucked.
Oh, yeah, there's already a couple chicks out there that I can, like, not to be cocky, but like, I can text these girls and be like, hey, I'm out here in Cali, what's up? And they'd probably come over and I'd wax my dolphin for me.
So. Yeah, because nobody wants a hairy dolphin.
Mcgnarles is here.
Nobody wants a hairy dolphin.
The great wide world of Instagram and social media and internet.
Do they slide in your DMs or do you slide in theirs?
It's a two-way street. I'll say that.
Yeah, you got jam their DMs full. That's their problem. They can sort them out.
Yeah, because so how it starts out is you're on Instagram. You look up like likes, follows, and all that. You get a follow and you see this girl and you're like, oh, well, she's not bad looking. Follow back, look at her pictures, like a couple. She likes a couple, and then it's like either you make the first move or she does, and she goes, oh, hey, what's up? Blah, 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 I like your pics. And I'm all, yeah, that's cool. What's going on? What are you doing? She goes, oh, I'm at work, and just so on and so forth. Goes from there, and then probably about 4 or 5 questions later, it leads to, oh, here's my number, hit me up. And you get an out-of-state number, and you're just like, where are you from? And you say that number in your phone, and you travel from show to show, and you're like, oh, I'm in this town. I'm going to hit her up. Text, hit her up. Oh, hey, what are you doing? Can I come stay at your house, sleep in your bed, shower, eat your food, and then leave the next day? Right on.
How?
That used to be like, and this girl's married now. She probably doesn't hope. Thank God she doesn't have a podcast or this one, but in Idaho,
they all got podcasts, dude.
Listen, we're deep. We're like 2 hours into this thing, so I wouldn't worry. You only have motocross people watching this thing at this time.
Yeah, they're gonna love this story. I met this chick at a show, and later on down the road, I got her number. She told me to hit her up next time I rolled through. Well, I'm coming through town, and I hit her up, and she has her own place. She gets off work early. She meets me at her house. I get there. I'm hanging out. I'm like, wow, this is a great place. Like, cool. She's excited that I'm there. And from 20 to 30 minutes of me being there, I'm fucking pretty much slaying her over her fucking couch, like my foot on top of her head, just fucking throttling this chick. And pretty much signed up. Anytime I can come through Idaho, I have a place to stay. And so this went on for a couple years. Every time I was doing shows driving through Idaho, and recently I just saw that she got married, and I was hitting her up, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" Like, didn't know she was getting married. That's kind of out of nowhere, sort of thing.
And she was like, "No, it's cool."
Oh, I was like, "You ruined my fucking Idaho stay. What the hell?"
You and your shitty husband ruined my whole pastor in the middle of the country.
Yeah. What do you think you're doing? I like to smash every couple of months in Idaho.
Well, no, I mean, yeah, but no, she was a cool chick. She was really cool, and like all props to her that she got married. Hopefully, they have a solid, great relationship and have kids and the whole nine one day.
Look at this guy. He's an upstanding citizen.
That'd be the worst thing I could ever hear if I was with a chick and then I found out she was banging some dude named Mcgnarles. And he's like, "Yeah, I hope everything's good. They have kids." I'd be fucking devastated.
She stopped talking to me way before all that. But no, the crazy thing is like, I've been banging this chick lately, and I'm like, she's been weird. Like, she lives on the whole east side of town, and I think like she is married and has kids. But like, I'm like,
are you not friends with her on Facebook?
Tries to fight me, and fucking something happens, I'm gonna fuck this guy up. Like, it's not my fault. This fucking chick's a dumb bimbo.
Well,
like, I'm just.
Here's the thing.
I'm just a guy that lives on the west side of Phoenix.
Well, and here's the thing.
That's your Jersey side coming out.
Yeah. If you're dating somebody or married or whatever and they bang someone else, how the fuck are you going to be mad at that other person? Like,
no,
you don't even know them. You're in a relationship with this person. That's who you should be fucking mad at, not the other person.
No, solid point. Like, what you just said is like how I feel like. It's like you can't be mad at this other person for what this person has done. It's all on this chick. It's all on her. Like, but in the world we live in, some people don't think like that, and it's just like.
Well, because they're still so in love that they don't want to believe it.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. They're like, "No, not my chick." You're like, yeah, she did that, and she said that she was separated or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, let's get real.
Oh, yeah. That's like. So my pops, he's met her. Like, she's nice to my mom and my dad because I've introduced her to them, but. Then I was like, "Hey, let's go to your house and do all this shit." And I told my parents that, and she goes, "Oh no, I don't want to go to my house." And I'm like, "Why?" Like, that's kind of a weird pitch right there. And so my parents and my mom, or my dad mostly, my dad's like, "Man, dude, that girl is fucking crazy because your dad has your back because your dad understands
always
how much you do." And he was like, "Dude, there's something wrong with that girl because." Just the way her vibe that she puts off, like, she's cool, but she puts off her vibe. And
dads can smell crazy girls a mile away.
Yeah, because they dealt with enough of them. Like, my mom and dad are split up. And obviously, my dad was married to a 100% redhead Italian, and that's about pretty crazy.
That makes sense. A redheaded Italian, those are trouble.
My dad was married to like a blondish Polak, and then he married a redhead Italian when he divorced. So he's just, I don't know what to say.
So what are you?
Maybe
the Polak?
Or my mom. Polak, dude. Not your mom. Get out
I
of here.
didn't know that your parents were divorced, Nick.
Huh?
I didn't know your parents were divorced.
Yeah, it was a real like mutual divorce. It was like. I think they lived together for the whole time. I was like, when I turned 21, they were divorced, and they lived together, and then they yelled at me together. They never like, you know how parents like split, and one's the cool parent, one's the bad parent.
They were just both
like when I learned how to drink. They were both just like, "What are you doing?" Like they were being parents. It was weird.
That's good. Most parents can't even get on the same page when they're together.
No, they were solid.
I think Mccarty froze up.
But I played it to my advantage. Well, he's doing a huge one-hander grabber.
No, see, I don't even have that. I just got his face frozen up here.
Did you watch it on the YouTube? Did you see what it looks like?
No. Yeah, I know. There's like a big gap because he's got his camera vertical and stuff. But I can tell you that on Google Chrome, it's the audio is a lot better and the video is a lot better.
Oh, if you're on the Chromes, bro.
I'm on the Chromes.
It's all the way.
I'm on the Chromes. I'm chroming. I just
That's
realized
that's what it looks like. You see that?
Yeah. No, that's what I know what it looks like because I've set up the screen or whatever. But whatever. I figure that the people. Yeah, there you go. Now I got the one-handed heart picture. We lost him. Either his internet froze up or he did from too much butt heavy.
Well, I'm going to bed, so I don't know what he's doing.
That's it.
He was a great guest.
It froze
when he showed up.
It froze up, and you're like, "That's it. I'm out of here."
I'm fucking tired, dude. I've been tired all day.
I took a nap earlier, and then somebody called me trying to sell me insurance or something, car insurance. Woke me up.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say I tried to call you because I did try to call you.
I didn't hear that. I woke up and then looked at my phone, and then actually no, I got on.
Every week I say I'm gonna buy a fucking webcam, and then I wake up. That never happened. I forgot all about buying webcams. So text me tomorrow. Tell me to buy a webcam.
How is that gonna help you? I mean, cool. Buy a webcam. Do it.
How's it gonna help me? It's your fucking podcast. It's gonna make me through my computer.
Listen.
Oh.
Nobody cares about us. They care about the guests.
Here, I can hook this thing on. Beep, boop, boop. Live. I'm live. Can you hear me?
Hook
Clint,
your mic up.
am I coming through?
Yeah, you were before. Well, you hadn't even plugged it in.
Let me plug in this.
So
are we there? Can you hear me? Are we in?
This is how I like to end the shows, just by our guests just disappearing.
Beep, boop, beep, boop, 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 boop. Anybody? Is anybody there?
Nobody's here anymore because we lost our guest.
Clint, we've lost you. It's the hurricane. It's the nor'easter hit you. No?
The nor'easter. What do you guys get? You get snow. You get lake effect.
We don't get shit, man. We get awesome. We get a little bit of snow. Gets kind of hot. Nothing crazy.
Gets kind of hot. What, in August?
Yeah.
You're like, it's 85. Fuck
not bad.
me. Fuck me.
It gets 85. Like that's what I'm saying. You greasy fucks. You're fucking. You actually get snowed in, and then you sweat your balls off, and then you fist fight each other in the meantime.
No, listen.
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't listen. Like.
Don't tell me. Listen.
Summer up here is like winter in Georgia. So like summer up here, we'll get like 3 weeks of 90 plus. You know, like a lot of humidity, which is pretty much, 2.5 months of Georgia summer. And then in Georgia, your winter is like 3 weeks total of freezing temperature. And this is not all in a row, just 3 weeks total of freezing temperature below freezing.
Anywhere between December and fucking June?
No, not even. I would ride up till Christmas every year. So like January, February, that's it. Those are your okay, maybe December you get a couple of freezing days. So all total,
I know, I've been on the Giants and I fucking rode. It was the shit.
Yeah, exactly. So all total 2 to 3 weeks of freezing temperature. And up here, you get 2 to 3 weeks of almost Georgia summer temperature. Down there, you get almost New Jersey winter temperature for 2 to 3 weeks, and that's it. I like 2 to 3 weeks of winter a lot better. I'll deal with sweating my dick off.
There's something about dark, cloudy weather. I like it.
You're fucking lying to yourself because you just been in it your whole life.
I'm not lying to myself. I just like it. I'm just better.
You don't like it.
I don't know what it is.
You don't like it. You're taking vitamin D all the time
So that you
don't get depressed.
Summer weather. All you fucking negativity spreaders, you find something wrong with everything. I love every part of the year. You tell me what it is. It's the best.
Yeah,
I love it.
I like people will go, we have all the seasons up here. And I'm like, yeah. In Georgia, we have all the seasons too. Summer, spring, and fall. Those are the ones I like.
Nice. Well, go back to Georgia, dickhead. I love all the seasons.
Listen, well, the problem is that it just gets cold and then it doesn't snow.
Oh my God, everybody bitches all the time, dude. Everybody's always bitching.
There's just enough warm weather that the ice isn't frozen the whole time. Here's the thing: if it was cold as fuck and I could ice skate, and there was snow, cool.
Oh, because you got to skate to get to work. That's what it is. If you couldn't make it to work if you couldn't skate.
No,
it doesn't fucking matter, dude.
No, because
I have a fireplace. I don't even need it. I don't even need my fireplace. I just burn wood because I like it. It feels good. And then I hop in my car. It's warm as fuck.
Why don't you need fireplace? Because you're just a polar bear or what?
Because I have a house with heat. It's just I'm a human. I'm an American, so I just burn wood because it feels good. It feels cozy. And then, well, I have to start my truck. I have a 7.3, so I have to start that up like
an hour.
An hour. I have to plug it in
to get any heat.
Yeah, well, that's fine though. I'm fine with that.
You gotta
I got Kia. I got Kia minivan. It's the shit. So I do that, and then I live the dream.
Your dream living. All right.
I am dream living. Don't mock me.
I'm mocking you. All right, we're gonna let you go to bed. When are you gonna? What time do you have to get up?
I don't know, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
I gotta get up at 6:30 at the latest.
You?
Yeah. I go to work at 7, but I get off at 3:30.
Oh, you're gonna get 7 hours of sleep.
No, it's 11:12 right now. 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is 7 hours. How much do I normally sleep? Normally I sleep from like 9:30, 10 until 6.
Nobody knows how to count drunk sleep better than me because I can just fall asleep just wasted. Wait, hang on. I'm gonna get 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna get 7 hours. I'm gonna be good. I don't think I have shit to do. No, I got things to do. I'll figure it out in the morning.
What, tomorrow? You don't have things to do.
Yeah. You're right, I don't. Stand by for your Snapchats, asshole.
I want to live in the middle of nowhere where my bills are nothing, and then I just can fucking build little tracks with my kid.
Do you know how far, like, what it costs to live in Illinois? It's way cheaper living in New Jersey.
My bad.
I doubt that. Look at this guy.
Phone died.
Oh, good God. Where'd you come from?
There we go. My phone died. My bad.
No worries. Nick was trying to sign off.
Is it past your bedtime?
Yeah, it's past both. It's way past both of our bedtimes.
Clint was just bragging about how he wasn't going to get so many hours of sleep. And I told him, like, you'll get 11. He's like, no, I won't. What time is it? What time is it right now? He's like, wait, 1, 2, 3. Shit, I'm going to get 7. You're right.
You said 11 just now.
I know, I'm fucked up, man. I goofed. Big deal.
I goofed. I haven't heard anybody say that. I goofed.
Well, it's what they say in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, geez, I goofed out here in my cornfield there, eh?
Yeah, with your pop. He sends me a snap today, and
my
his kids
soda
all.
pop.
Yeah, and his kids all. I think we should put the pop machine in my room. And he's like, "What? You want the pop machine in your room? It sounds like a horrible idea." And I send him a snap back like, "What the fuck is pop? What do you?"
What did Ike send you back?
I don't remember. Something about getting diabetes. Yeah, your kid said you get diabetes.
Pop gives you diabetes.
Because your kids are woke as fuck.
Kids don't drink pop, dude.
Whatever, he wanted the pop machine in his room.
Yeah.
Well, I got a fucking badass pop machine. It's full of beer, but he can't drink that.
Why can't
But it
he?
says pop on the front, so he doesn't know. It says soda pop on the front.
Sody pop, don't you know?
Mcgnarles, what do you guys say in California or in Arizona? Pop, soda pop,
Coke,
soda.
Soda, just the name of the product. I've heard soda pop before just because of like different places and everything, but we just usually say like if you're gonna get something, you go like, oh, I'm gonna get a Pib or Sprite or soda.
They're very specific.
Well, they've sold out to corporate. They're the corporate slave master. No big deal.
See, in Georgia, everything is a Coke because Coke is from there, so they're just like everything is a Coke. Which up here, I would say we'd probably refer to Coke more. Nobody says I'm having a Pepsi.
Nobody likes Pepsi. It's fucking gross.
I agree. It's bootleg fucking. It's like Mr. Pibb. You ever say that? I'm having a Pibb?
Mr. Pibb is the shit. I don't drink it out of the plastic, but out of the like from a store or something.
Out of a can.
What about Dr. Thunder?
That sounds like a bad porno.
What are you, poor people?
Yo, if I ever became a porn guy, that would be my name, Dr. Thunder.
Dr. Down Under.
The weakest fucking name.
It's my porn name, Dr. Thunder.
Look how he drinks some Modelo, like he's chugging wicked booze.
I'm like, my name's Dr. Thunder, and I'm like, drink my soda. Drink my pop. All right.
Makes me wonder how some like you look up some of the porn stars, like the chicks' names, how they come up with their names.
Well, they steal more famous people's names. Jesse James. It's like Jesse James. Yeah, Nicole. There's another one. Nicole Aniston or something like that. Like it's super close to fucking the actress's name. I'm like.
Yeah, that's true. Like some of the original.
Yeah, like Bambi.
I think there is a porn star named Bambi.
I'm sure that there's several.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna call it and go to sleep, but we will definitely have you on again sometime because it's been fun. And this
was cool.
Let us know or whatever when you get out to California and what you got going on. Hopefully next year, obviously, you're going to do more of the, I'm sure that your goal is to do more of the quarter pipe stuff and best whip stuff.
Yeah, hopefully, I already solidified my invite for next year, and quarter pipes for sure. I'd like to do best whip, step up. Freestyle is a little bit out there because a lot of the other guys, Levi Sherwood, Josh Sheehan, Rob Adelberg, Adam Jones, a lot of those guys, they've stepped up freestyle to a whole nother level. You have to be competing at a high risk freestyle competition, I'd say.
Harry Banks.
Yeah, Harry Banks up there. But I feel like you put in the hard work and you love something so much, you're gonna work that hard to be at that level, and the territory and everything else comes with it. So.
Word up. Well, I'm sure that if you decided, especially, I feel like a lot of things come down to who you're surrounded by all the time, and that type of thing. So I think probably if you get out in California and you end up with riding with Colby and at Fitzland all the time and Javier and all those guys, I think you'll probably start stepping it up higher than you at this point envision yourself doing, just because you're surrounded by that.
Mm-hmm. The whole mental aspect of it all and everything.
Exactly. You know, and I tell people that don't ride at all, you know, that people like to post these things. Surround yourself with people that are on the same mission, but they don't ever actually expand on that. And it's basically like when I'm with people that I went to school with or grew up with, and you see a big jump, and they're like, "Oh, that's not possible." And then you're with a bunch of fucking gnarly dudes like yourself, and then it's a race to jump it first. You know, and and your mentality changes with that, from people telling you can't do that. Now you got to overcome the negativity of them versus being with a group of fucking maniacs that are just like, you know what I mean? We're all jumping that. It's just who's going to jump it first. So, I mean, I think being surrounded, the type of person that you are, being surrounded with people that are believe in themselves and trying to ride at that level, I think that you'll get up there faster than you think.
Yeah, no, I agree. This past whole year, I've been just that type of person where I put myself in the situation where I want to be in. Like you control your own path and destiny, and it starts off with just being you and who you put yourself with. So that's true, and that's one thing I could tell everybody out there is just if you're dedicated to something, you love it. Worry about you, and yeah, you have to think about everybody else, but you're on your own goal and you control your own destiny. So don't let nobody or anything hold you back.
You know, and here's another good thing. When I was learning to flip, I'd been going to a pit and stuff, and I'd had my problems with it, and I was figuring it all out. And then Jack Rowe actually went to a pit, and then he learned to flip, and then he went to dirt like way before I did. And I actually called Hartman up, and I was like, dude, I gotta go to dirt. I gotta go to dirt. You know, like Jack came in here after me, and then he learned to flip, and he went to dirt, and blah blah blah. And he was like, listen, don't let anybody else's situation or whatever affect you. Like, you're on your own timeline. And because somebody came in and learned something faster and did it, you know, don't fucking, you know, because I very easily could have gotten, like, tripped myself out and tried it too early and then end up fucking myself up. But instead, I learned it in my own time and then went and did it. But I mean, with that being said, definitely being around people that are more progressive or that are beyond where you think you could be is always going to make you better. You know, there's a fine line of just sending it and hurting yourself and being inspired by those people and driven by them. So I think, you know, it's whatever. You're further down the road than that, and I think that you get it and you know what you can do and what you want to do. I mean, that's probably more for a younger guy just getting into the shit, but
yeah, no, definitely.
Well, it was good, and like I said, we'll definitely have you on again. I appreciate it, and good luck with everything. Keep in touch, and we will definitely do it again.
Definitely. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Clint. I appreciate this. This was cool.
Thanks, dude. That was a good time, man.
Yeah.
I jumped on late, but it was fun.
No worries.
That was a good time. That's how it always goes.
Yeah. Our show's always fucked up, so don't worry about it.
It's a fucked up. That's the whole deal. It's a bunch of dirt bikers trying to communicate online, so nobody's surprised.
always be the journey, and until next time.
Yeah, man. All right, we're signing off.